Hello and welcome to my channel, Mary Bourne ND and Gardening with Granny. And it's time for a late July chit chat where I talk about what's happened and what's coming up. And following the chit chat, we will do a full garden tour. So this might be a little long, so grab your drink and let me let me entertain you. My drink is water, not vodka. So it's the end of July, and August is the Every Bit Counts challenge. And what that means is that every day you preserve something in some way. You can use your freezer, you can use your freeze dryer if you have one, you can dehydrate, um, ferment. So there's a variety of ways that you can preserve food. And it's basically a 30-day challenge. But I like the thought of every bit counts as an idea because I don't know if you're like me, but something needs to be done and it becomes so big in my mind that I feel like it's going to take hours. And if I just get started with it and allow myself 15 minutes, it's amazing what you can get done in just 15 minutes. But if you look at the job as the whole picture, it's overwhelming. So basically, I like to think of this every bit counts as a thought process because even though it was created by Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead as a way to get food basically out of your garden and into your pantry, but also to make sure that you're doing everything, not everything, something every day. And it is amazing how much it adds up. After 30 days, the food you've compiled is really great. Then in January, we do a pantry challenge where we try to use up the oldest. So you're rotating your pantry all the time. So now's the time you're filling your pantry. And then in January, you're taking stock what needs to be used up so that you're constantly rotating and keeping food fresh and you don't go in the freezer and there's this frostbitten chunk of food that you need to get rid of because there's no longer any value. So if you think of certain tasks, and let me know in the comments below what your task is that you're procrastinating, and let me know if you've spent a 15-minute chunk of time either not just planning, because planning doesn't, it's doing, it's either incorporating it better in your daily activities or to create a certain time and then a goal when you'd like to get it done. How do you process every bit counts? So right now, my bread is rising, so I don't want to spend too much time on the chit chat of this video. But I can't believe it's the end of July. It seems like we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the garden, and now it's lush and kind of overwhelming. I have so many pickling cucumbers. I'm giving them away. I'm making relish. I'm making sliced bread and butter, uh, refrigerator pickles. So you'll see all that in the time to come. But I started early on the challenge because I'm going to be doing some procedures in August, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do something that day. So I'm kind of banking my days. And I am not the YouTuber that shows every step. Um, Usually we'll talk about it and chit chat as to what we did and show video clips of some of the things we've done. And it being a YouTuber is uh, a way to get, for me, to get things done. But if you're not a YouTuber, you can still create this challenge for yourself and feel so gratified at the end of it and look at what you've accomplished and be grateful that you've done it. So, for example, need to clean the bathroom. So, after showering, you wipe down the walls, you take maybe 10 minutes and clean off the toilet, clean the sink, uh, and it takes just a little bit of time. Instead of putting it off, saying, "Okay, that's a Saturday job," and then Saturday comes along and something interferes with it, and now it's next Saturday's job. So there's all kinds of little tasks that you can do. Weeding is another example. You can't I can't go out and say, okay, I am going to weed the garden. It's too overwhelming. If I'm out there and I'm talking to my neighbor, I'm weeding. If the UPS truck comes along and decides to spend a couple minutes chit-chatting, I'm weeding. I'm trying to accomplish a little bit at a time. So maybe this challenge could be called a little bit at a time challenge. Too long, but you get the meaning. So I hope that July has been wonderful, that your garden is just incredible right now, and it's been hot. I don't like to be out in the garden for any length of time when it's 90 degrees. I recently bought a stirrup hoe and it's helping with weeding. Maybe I'll take 10 minutes and stirrup hoe something, and it's amazing how much better it looks. Or I'll spend 10 minutes, I'll get a few plants in my garden, and that's it. But I've accomplished that little bit. So I hope this has been helpful for you, this little chit chat, and that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that you will. I did an aerial view. I hired somebody to help me because I bought a couple years ago a drone. I could not get that thing to work. It was one that you did with your phone, and I just couldn't get that. I was crashing into things. And so I saw this lady next door is for sale, and she was out there doing some aerial views to help the real estate agent sell the home. And so I kind of chatted with her, my chit chat again. And I said, "How much would you charge me to take an aerial view of my property?" And so she said, $25. I sold. And when can you do it? She said, well, I have a little bit of time right now before my next appointment. Better yet. So I hired her, and I hope you've seen that video, the aerial view of the wonderful property that my husband and I have been living on now for 55 years. And it's amazing to see the changes that have occurred. During a bad windstorm last week, a huge limb fell off the oak tree down by the lake. And it's about 15 inches in diameter. So it's about the size of a tree. So we have hired somebody to help us chop that up and create firewood for us. But things changed. The cherry tree I love died. The apple tree that I planted 20 years ago is now full size. I can't get my arms around the trunk. So when you've been in your forever home, it is interesting to see how, if you bought a home, that what the previous owners did and how you changed it. And now I wonder how people will change this home when or my kids sell it. We've enjoyed this property. We've raised two children, two boys that are now past 50. And it's been a wonderful experience. And I love sharing this with you. The way I've changed, the way I garden. I used to garden. We had a tier garden in the lakeside. And that was a lot of work because getting down into it. At that time, I had a little rototiller and I would try to rotill. But it was nice because some of the ground was this level. And so picking beans, you just stood there, and picked the beans. And the tomatoes were on a different level. Sunflowers, I had sunflowers coming up, and you could see half the sunflower from the walkout basement that we have. The sunflowers would be about 4 foot tall, but of course, they were 8 feet tall. So it's been a fun garden. It's been a fun time living here, and I'm so pleased to be able to continue sharing it with you. So, following this is the garden tour I did a couple days ago. I hope you enjoy it. And thanks for being part of my channel. I appreciate you so much. So, we're going to do a little garden walk because there's a break in the weather. We've had a couple of thunderstorms, and this is a garden you don't get to see very often because I don't get down here. See some beautiful canna. They're at both ends of this garden. And in the middle, I have purple fountain grass with some cosmos and some zinnia. And then in the springtime, this is the lilac bush. And here's the lake. This garden I haven't gotten to in a couple of years. It pretty well maintains itself, but I do have somebody come and mulch it. It's just traversing this hill. At 80 has become a challenge. My husband gets down it by a tractor. So let's check out the green stalks. Got some tomatoes coming. They look really good. This is strawberry lemonade. We'll see. These are ornamental peppers, not to be eaten as far as I know. Another tomato. This one is Fred's the tie-dye. Fred's tie-dye. So these I got at the local garden center. Got some thyme, oregano, nasturtium, basil. Some green beans coming. So two kinds of basil. I've got a lettuce basil and I've got regular Genovese. Parsley. Green bean ready to pick. We've been munching on these peas. That one's pretty full. It's supposed to be snow peas, but sometimes I let them go too far. More beans to pick. If you don't pick, then the plant feels it's done its job, it's produced seeds, and it'll stop producing fruit. So you want to make sure that you're picking almost basically every day. And sometimes it's like twice a day. But mine hasn't been that prolific. So I've got rosemary tucked in there. I planted some, what is that? Pak choy. Pak choy likes it kind of on the cool side. It's one of the brassicas. And these violas are looking a little tired. I did plant some new lettuce in here, and we'll see how it does. But time to do something else with these, the flowers in this planter. I've been taking the streamers from the strawberries and planting them. You can see here, this one is rooted pretty good. Got dill, kale, more oregano, more streamers. We'll have to get those tucked in. This one is ready to be tucked in. Strawberry plants have a good 3 years of producing, and then they start to not look so good. I have something that has gotten into the planter. I think it's a bird rooting. And I've got a pepper plant coming. More little tomatoes. I've been munching on those. They're orange variety. Well, we'll go look at the front garden. Before we go out there, let's check out this dahlia. I'm gonna have to spray some Captain Jack's dead bug brew because there's something affecting this. I did fertilize it, and there's a sweet pea smelling so good. All right, now we'll go. So we'll start in the herb garden. This is the juniper. You might have seen that video where my son trimmed it, and it does look so much better. It's a barbecue planter. We took an old gas grill and turned it into a planter. Got some tomatoes coming. And I bought this at the market. It was only $5. I couldn't resist. It's a nice hanging planter. I don't know if that's going to be its home. There's lavender next to it. Perennial geranium that I've got to get in. I had to chop down some comfrey and clean up that area and then plant it back there. I think it'll look pretty back there. If I can contain the horseradish and comfrey from taking over. Chives, both onion and garlic. Lemon balm. We'll ignore the weeds. There's always plenty of them. Daisies. Need some deadheading. This is Artemisia. Butterfly bush. A little scant this year, but it's doing. There's a nice breeze. Appreciated. There's yarrow. This is the medicinal one, so it's not really pretty. I did have a red one, but I don't know if it'll come back. I don't see any remnants of it. Love that red dahlia. And this looks like a purple variegated. It's been raining, so it's been hard to get in this area. It's so bushy to get it contained. Let's go and look at the circle garden. I call this my circle garden. This first point is like an arrowhead. And the hostas are just about done. As soon as I can, I will get out here and cut them all down. And then the rocking deep purple salvia will shine along with the yellow zinnia. And I believe that's Lucifer's tongue, but I still haven't found the accurate word for that beautiful orange flower on a stem. And about the canna as well. But the kind of orangey gold one is actually a perennial. It comes in every year, and I just love it. It's such a lovely surprise. In the background there, you'll find some yellow marigold. And the iris, which isn't in bloom right now, but was beautiful this spring. There's also some lavender cosmos in here. So this is kind of like a hidden garden when the hostas are in bloom. Across the way are the little quickfire hydrangeas that are turning pink and looking so pretty. In the back are mums and some coleus that I put in this spring. Balloon flowers are just about done, but still looking pretty. They come in every year too. And this is a flat of flowers and plants that I got yesterday at the market, and there was 10 plants for $20, so basically $2 each, or you could buy one for $3. So I bought 10, of course. That zinnia is just so pretty. Yeah, well, this anthus is really not looking good. I got another one at the market. I might put that in there. I might put this begonia in there too. I don't know. But the lisianthus is done. And I think this is going to be a yellow dahlia. I'm not sure. The dinner plate one. More zinnia to come. So this garden kind of perpetuates. It starts with the peonies in the spring. Actually, around the bend, it starts with the primrose, but has some continuous bloom, which we all love to see. Across the way here is the grapes and apples garden. I will get back to that. Across the way is our lacy maple duo. And it's been a wonderful year for this bush. You can see all the different colors. When they first come out, they have that very bright, interesting color. In the fall, it will change colors again. So we'll head over here to the new garden we planted this spring. The Russian sage is in its glory. Rudbeckia coming in. Mahogany Splendor hibiscus, I started from seed. Had a few moments of struggle, but almost all of them are looking good. I did a video one time after it had rained and there were mushrooms growing where the mulch was breaking down. That Rudbeckia is looking so pretty. Gonna look even better in a little bit when it comes into full bloom. Even the back side of this Mahogany Splendor is beautiful when the sun shines through it. Well, let's head over to the grapes. Looks like I have some trimming to do here. Grapevines tend to extend themselves up to 12 feet. Got a happy bee buzzing around the leftover hostas. Got some nice looking apples. Hopefully we can get some that are worm free this year. It's my kind of wild area. That's where the milkweed is, and there are lots of beautiful monarchs. I have a video of monarch, and I'm really happy I have those. This is the Iridium, and I cut off most of the blooms. I do want it to come back next year, but I don't want the seeds to produce lots of them. I just want one plant. Geraniums and caladium. You can see lots of grapes. This is the anise hyssop. Some people say anise hyssop. These caladiums I got from Costco, and they came in a bag that was marked variety, so I have no idea what their name is. It's a bee balm. I have a tough time with bee balm. They have some kind of pest pressure on them. How tall the anissysup is. But they do attract the bees. Don't see any monarchs today. But this field of milk thistle just might have some eggs laying on it. I don't know. They usually lay on the underside of the leaves. And this is my St. John's wort. And unfortunately, I haven't gotten to this when it was in its prime. I had wanted to make an oil, a healing oil. St. John's wort is very good for the nervous system. And across the way here, my hollyhock is in bloom. We should see flowers pretty soon. Lots of weeds. I'm sure every garden has them. Like those sunflowers. This is my moon plant. Looking pretty healthy. Callas. And there's my front porch area. Something's gotten into this. I think it's a chipmunk. We are plagued with them. Coleus looking pretty. I like it when the sun shines on it. They almost are iridescent. Got to pick those blooms off if I want it to keep coming. Tropical hibiscus, putting on another show of blooms. And tiger lilies are done, and they should be trimmed. My son came and trimmed this, but it often looks pretty bad right after trimming, and then new growth pushes through and it looks beautiful again. So I'm sure in the next walk we do, that will look gorgeous again. But if we don't trim it down, it can be 8 feet tall, and then it will mess with this maple. We head here toward the veggie garden. Can have a, see, I have a spaghetti squash coming. Trailing all along. And this is tomatoes. We got some little midgy ones that have been munching on. They've been really good. These haven't produced a tomato yet. I mean, they're there, but not one that's ready to eat yet. This area doesn't get watered as well, so it probably appreciated the rain we got yesterday. These are the potatoes, and when it's dry, I think it's time to pull them out and see what we got. This is purple skin and white interior, and these are red skin. My zucchini, this plant is looking really good. I've been harvesting zucchini, trying to make sure I don't get large ones. I've got one coming there, but not quite ready. This one isn't doing as well. I don't know if it's because the potato wants to hang over it or what, but it hasn't produced anything. So glad I planted two. Got lots of San Marzano tomatoes coming. These got weighed down and I didn't get a chance to get in here. My celery looks really yummy. And I've already harvested a couple tomatoes off of this. And it's really yummy looking ones coming. Got dill, calendula, and the beans, enormous. Got red cabbage coming, but I took the cloth off of this and I think the moths are at it, but the beans needed to be pollinated, so time to pick some more down here. Lots of them. These are yellow peppers. I am not a fan of hot peppers, and I have no idea if these are hot. I got these at the market. They were supposed to be purple bell, and obviously are not purple bell. More beans on this side. Then I just let this tomato plant go. I'm letting it, it's sort of an experiment. I'm letting it creep along and see. I talked to some of the farmers. I said, do you tie yours up? And they said, no, we don't have time to do that. We just let them creep along. So I thought I would do an experiment and see, because most of my tomatoes are tied up, pruned. These cucumbers have been amazing. These are the pickling variety, and I've been looking for recipes on what to do with pickling cucumbers. There's so many of them. I've been giving them away, and I made a refrigerator pickle. I think I might even do a sweet midget. I like sweet midgets. I'm gonna find a recipe for it. On this side are the like straight eights, but it's the pickling is competing with the straight eights, and I don't see very many. I did pick a couple. That might be one. Can see better when it grows. This is a lima bean, but it's getting crowded out by everything. More hostas that need to be trimmed down. So that's it for the veggie garden. I hope that you've enjoyed the tour, and I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.